What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review the debut album by Lupe Fiasco. Based on this particular product, it's called Lupe Fiasco's Food and Liquor, and it came out in the late summer of 2006. So within Fair's about here, as far as these pitch can happen, particularly I looked some Fair's about this album up. This is a particularly kind of heralded album pitch like that within the phrase like the mid 2000s. Some of these Fair's. This came out around a time when things were kind of dominated by ringtone rap and more kind of like one hit wonder type territory and more snap and things like that. Pitch like that, some hit type appeals. Now those songs were excellent and blistering within the ordeals, but kind of the commonplace. It was seen with less kind of substance and pitch like that. But this is one of those type ones that rose above within. It's one of those type ones that rose above within the hit type sense of like the critic type appeal and pitch like that. I noticed that this particular album had a 5-star type rating from allmusic.com. Pitches like that. It almost won a Grammy at the awards for back in those days for it. Particularly some folks like Rolling Stone gave it 4 stars out of 5, so it's the pitch for us in some of these type ones. Good heralded amount. Entertainment Weekly gave it a B plus. And as a pitch for us in plenty of these type folks. Pitchfork, good folks like that. AV Club. Pitchfork, Mojo, AV Club gave it some high scores. Pitch like that was within the phrase as far as saying paying attention towards it. It's had a lot of composition on here. Some big name producers really fucked with this particular product. It was This was executive produced by Jay-Z around his retirement times. It was pitched like that. This is some of the shit that he was working on with the. This was some of the shit that he was working on within those type ordeals. Kanye West helped out with this album as well. The Neptunes did back in their mid-2000s prime. Mike Shinoda helps out a bit on here, so it's the pitch. So it's a fair as far as saying within those aspects. It has the particular hit type variety, good composition within the variety as far as the aspect kind of happens. And the only fair amongst it, kind of within the fair among. The only fair amongst it within the phrase to how it goes is the pitch that particularly the snap about this. I do remember at least the MTV VH1 type days, a Kick Push being on the radio pitch like that. But apart from that, this did have some other type singles, and one of which is actually outstripped like Kick. Daydream was particularly on par with Kick Push in terms of Spotify type popularity, so this album kind of grew in popularity pitch like that. Now it only went gold after all these years, but still some good nice pitches as far as like the phrase, as far as saying that the heraldment kind of amongst it spoke volume within since the pitch is kind of like the aspect of getting. It's one of those type ones when you think of 2006 type fairs from like the critic standpoint, when you think of like Ghostface Killah's Fish Scale and like. Even though Kingdom Come was somewhat snagged by Jay-Z with like the reception, it did have some hit type appeal pitch like that. Definitely some lyrical volume, I'd say, and pitches. Some of these type fairs on top of that, like Nas's Hip Hop Is Dead was the large type one within those fairs. So it's kind of pitch as far as saying this more from the aspect of the substance type fair and just the pitch as far as saying than the particular hit type appeal. Now it's not to say this album's going to get a 10 out of 10 pitch like that, paying attention like the price behind it. It has like the composition of this being like a more rhythmic and kind of urban type fair, more ground level with like the pitch, like the variety. It has like a good similarity. It's a good similarity type fashions to Jay-Z's The Blueprint from 2001 with like the pitch of like the aspect of like particular DJ drama mixtape type versus a pitch. That particular type variety just more with the aspect of more Fritos type runs and kind of like a meld between The Blueprint and then the Fort Minor album, The Rising Tide, as far as those first albums is within pitch as far as saying. It's within the aspect as far as getting towards like the product of like particular good amount of songs within these pitches are like some day passage and songs that price to pick up Fritos and aspects like that, kind of the particular tone of like the post hour and rush hour type fare within the pitch of got done with things but just kind of embrace like some Parkside and just fairs like that to kind of have the preoccupied as far as this first album. It has the occasional type one for like some ballroom and matinee type fairs as pitched like that as well. Some type ones similar to like Pharrell in 2006 and Ghostface Killah with Fish Scale, some stuff pitched like that. So it has some stepping type ones pitched like that, but the phrase as far as talking about good neighborhood type passage within like the tone. Now Lupe Fiasco was kind of like a mild more. Now Lupe Fiasco was kind of like a here and there type skateboarder pitch like that, so it's within that relative kind of like Zoo York type fashion, just more in a rap type sense. There weren't really as many kind of Ashton Kutcher and like Bam Margera type rappers within them. In the aspects of it, there weren't really as many Ashton Kutcher and Bam Margera type full-time type rappers within the skate type sense within the pitch until later on with like folks like MGK and pitch like that. But the phrase as far as saying some of that particular aspect within the tone kind of has the pitch as far as saying good lane and type flair within those type pitches. Now particularly within the pitch behind it, it says that this is more conscious hip-hop, but it kind of strikes me as this more kind of It's not as preppy as Kanye West kind of pitch. It just has a little bit more kind of this. It kind of gives me more vibes like to definitely say Zoo York and pitches like that. Sensitive ones, kind of. I would almost say Fat Farm, but not quite. Fat Farm is full bound within those type pitches. Kind of the pitch. Can't really think of more full bound type brands like Zoo York pitch like that, but just more skateboard type centric type brands that you would catch at some of those type places, like a skate shop and places where there'd be some of those type pitch. Some of those type pitches within the fray as far as talking about that it just kind of has. It's a little bit rougher than Kanye West was in 2005, but it's kind of pitch as far as saying just the product of this being more neighborhood type fray, kind of the aspect of this Quiznos type runs, thinking of kind of like a city type aspect to like the way Kanye West kind of was with some of those type pitches. So it's kind of the aspect of just kind of like Fort Minor type fare, just in a more skate type sense and pitch like that within the aspect of like particular neighborhood runs, and this Parkside kind of smokes pitch like that. Now it's not as full bound, kind of get shit faced like the nth degree. To like the nth degree pitches like that, but it's within the fair as far as saying paying attention towards it. Just has the pitch type appeal as far as getting towards the product. So it's the aspects as far as saying getting the ballistics as far as what's best, but looking after it here, paying attention towards it. So the appeal behind this album, just being able to say, so you definitely get like blueprint type varieties, pitches like that, sunset type appeals, which is good aspects as far as the fair is going to happen. But it's just the composition, just kind of being a more kind of not the full bound say middle cut. Not the full bound say middle class, but this kind of pitch, it just not quite as within the lofty typeness of wanting to like CEO upgrade and pitch like that. Sounds at first, it's just not as the ambition's just not as teeteringly kind of high as far as the pitch but it's just the aspects as far as saying some good nice fares. So Kick Push lead single pitch like that. It's the only real single that had like the full bound type chart appeal pitch like that. But it's like a good highlight kind of city relish you get in Sunset Embrace. I definitely say here, just another one, definitely another good day pitch like that. Sunset Fair, sensitive aspects. Fritos run sensitive pitches. This good DJ drama type flips. It's the aspects for us saying just taking like Trap or Die by Jeezy Sunset Ones. Just the aspect of getting like a song like My Hood and Go Crazy by Jeezy Sunset Flares, but just more like a middle class kind of neighborhood. Just not quite as gnarled full bound. It's kind of the pitch of DJ drama type flair, but just with a more melded and healthy type approach to pitch like that. Something type price. So it's kind of the aspect of getting like that particular variety of just kind of the composition. You're just trying to pick up like a video game, something like that, not just a video. If you're trying to pick up like particular like Adam Sandler, The Longest Yard, and this fares like a particular video game like Max Payne, something like that. Sounds the pitch, this kind of aspect, just with an aspect, not so much like the bustle kind of amongst it with like the go-getter type full bound type nest, pick up like a skateboard sense of pitch kind of aspects for us. A good pitch like that. I Got You as a hitting type 1 second single here, good pitch like that. It's like a nice ballroom and matinee kind of I Got You. This is a Pharrell type beat, Neptune's type beat, good pitch here. Chad Hugo on here as well. It's like a nice ballroom. It's like a nice ballroom and matinee kind of composition and get towards this toe tap. Definitely this Sonny's type phrase by gal like a martini, Sons of Fair. So not just the standard Freya, just like shot of Hennessy, fairs like that, or shot of Moscato, Sonny's the pitch. The aspects for us saying get like a martini, a little bit more fancy type varieties pitch like that. Just some hors d'oeuvres, definitely get towards just some gab to kind of have within those products. It's kind of blue bloodedness. Good nice fairs for us this pitch can have. So kind of within the direct. Kind of within some showy type varieties, like an early bird type 1 to the sort of shit that Big Sean was kind of doing with particular pitches, like it's finally famous type Alan Stones type aspects. Marvin and Chardonnay, some of those type. Marvin and Chardonnay, some of stuff pitches like that. I'd definitely say Daydream is a hit type 1 as well. It's like a night show scene, kind of step out to get towards here. Just Ghostface Kill, kind of fish scale type style, but. Ghostface Kill, kind of fish scale type style pitch like that, just some stepping. Ghostface Kill, kind of fish scale type style pitch like that, just some stepping to get towards here, just kind of the scene type saunter pitch like that amongst the out in the fray, kind of amongst like some township pitches like that, just grape sweets in your system, sun step fries on top of that, just muscling through the day, fair pitches like that in the evening, saying. This definitely feels like an outtake from Fish Scale, like the Champ and Be Easy, some stuff ones like that. Good. So those type ones like that, good pitch as far as those sprays going to happen. hit type appeals with it. But yeah, the fray about that album within the pitch, Lupe Fiasco would kind of get like hit type appeal, but it's kind of pitch. He usually would get like about one large hit, and then the follow-up type ones just wouldn't have like the same radio type snaps kind of pitch. It's the same thing with Lasers that I reviewed relatively recently within the pitch, as far as talking about like the show goes on, since that pitch that had like some good single snap. Had some good single snap about it, but the other singles didn't catch on as full bound as pitches. Some stuff there's this kind of aspect as far as like the particular roteness. That was a big part of like the 2000s kind of charting type of appeal pitch like that. So it's ironic within those sorts of pitches that despite the fact that this album was kind of critically acclaimed pitches like that, it was faced with the same jet lag that the ringtone type albums would kind of is faced with like the same jet lag that the ringtone type albums had as well. Some stuff pitches. Now at least Spotify nowadays within these pitches, Daydreamin' has racked up plenty more plays on par with Kick Push, but it's just kind of fair back in those days. It was just kind of the same type fray. But saying good pitches like that. The good pitches like that. The instrumental is a hitting type one. Now this is not actually an instrumental. This is actually a song with lyrics, not just an instrumental, so it's good, nice pitches here. It's produced by Mike Shinoda. It's like an excellent Fort Minor kind of day passage to get towards here. Reminds like the Believe Me second single from that particular album, The Rising Tide, to pitch like that. Just Doritos, Homies Visit with Pals, since that pitch amongst it. Just get some chatter going, since that products. Just catch up for a spell, pitch like that. Just within the same. There's some good phrase about this album within these compositions that kind of give like minor tastes, like some hit type albums around that time within pitches like that. Particularly Kick Push within certain aspects kind of has degrees like Jeezy's Thug Motivation 101. Daydreamin' has compositions of Fish Scale, and like the instrumental has compositions of like Believe Me off of Fort Minor album pitches like that. Rising Tide, so it's pitch for us saying. It's a good, nice phrase within those parts, but this hit type 1 bang typeness should have been more Mike Shinoda beats on here. Good, nice pitch with hit type feels. Hurt Me Soul's a nice one as well. It's like a nice chummy kind of similar bleed to like the song Cry from the Blueprint. Good pitch like that. So some further good type phrase, excellent pitches. Like a DJ Drama kind of day saunter get towards here. Just pick up Fritos pitch like that. Get some research done since the products within pitch. Figuring out some new mixtapes since the products amongst it. Meme dive since the pitch. This kind of aspect of news articles. Seeing what's up in the rap world since the pitch like that. And rock world since the pitch amongst the aspect. Get gal like a new computer mouse or something to pitch amongst a good excellent phrase within those particular products. Another good nice one is Pressure. This has Jay-Z on here within these compositions. So this is retirement era Jay-Z as far as he's pitching out, but some good aspects just because he was still on fire around this particular time. This definitely feels like a particular pitch. This does feel like a leftover from the Blueprint, good pitch like that, but this is also like a good Welcome to New York City by Cameron kind of day passes. Just kind of, if Welcome to New York City is more like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, this particular one has that same sort of tempo about it. Just more 4:30, 5:30 pitch like that. It's like the sun. It's like the sun is somewhat. It's like the sun is somewhat setting, pitch like that. This grind mode and multi-day kind of get done's here, pitch like that. This very lit type ones. The pitch, some of these type phrases, this particular hit type feel within the same aspect of like those early mid 2000s kind of city bustle pitch like that. So definitely DJ Drama type fair and good pitch like that. Hit type phrase. Jay-Z on here kills his verse pretty good. Rhymes like murals with burrows. Rhymes like murals with burrows as far as the pitch can happen. That's not too common with them pitch like that. Also, probably what would have been a good nice phrase to rhyme that with euros, the European currency as well, but he said Europe instead, but still some good nice pitch within those phrases for the pitch can happen. Just good nice verse from Jay-Z on there, pitch like that. Hit type aspects. American Terrorist is a hitting type one. This has Matthew Santos on the hook, who did the hit hook for his breakout single from the late 2000s by Lupe Fiasco, Superstar. So good pitches there. So it's a nice one. It's like a grand combo with I Gotcha as far as these pairs can happen. Just a steaming kind of hotel rush. You get towards here, just some lobby nothings, pairs like that. Some type pitch, just a composition of being cozy, in particular this chat pitch like that, just good. Good composition, kind of ham it up, pitch like that. Just have like coffee rounds, pitch like that. Just combos over breakfast and biscuits, fares like that. Pitches amongst it. Just good lobby and gift shop kind of saunter pitch like that. Hit type varieties. The aspects for us in the Emperor's soundtracks, the hitting type ones, like a glared and dredgy kind of rush hour afterthought to get towards here. Blueprint kind of makeshift, I'd say. Jay-Z blueprint kind of makeshift, so it's within the phrase for us saying just good, nice bop, definitely. Definite great 6 p.m. type dredge pitch like that's the aspects for us saying some of those type ones. Just smoke a split, definitely some of these hit type appeals. Aspects for us saying this is a particular hit type appeal. Long day kind of release, this traffic type air pitch like that, good nice variety. Kick push 2 is the hitting type ones, like a bang. Kick push 2 is like a bang kind of continued day glare to get, and leftover kind of snackage and saunter as far as these pairs going to go. Just smoke definitely within these pitches, recline a bit, appreciate like the sunlight and pairs like that, sensitive aspects. It's a good excellent day here and pitches like that. Just appreciate like the environment, the out in the conduct pitch like that, hit type aspects definitely gets some good coasting type enjoyment pitch like that, hit type appeals. The cool is the hitting type ones, like a good hazy kind of city passage to get towards here, just parkside and out in the fray pitch like that, hit type aspects, enjoy. Some out in the fray kind of enjoy pitch like that. This gripe favors, I'd say, Sunset Fairs throw some of that in for gallon pitch like that. Sunset once if you have to pick up like a mop or something to pitch. And I was not to say, not to say is that picking up a mop would be a problem. Just the pitch, some of those type ones, it's kind of with an aspect that not with the pitch of making like a piss and moan about it, of the bitching type point as far as just throwing a fit about it, but just kind of pitching just some of those type ones. It's more kind of arduous type tasks, kind of get towards it, just have a little bit more grease for like the factor of come throughs pitch like that, hit type fairs, just later type stretch, kind of get towards within those phrases, kind of the aspect of it. Pick up like the compositions of it, Sunset Fair, so kind of a good enjoy out in the fray when you don't have as much shit to do, but within practice works also within the pitch of just rope ups and pitch like that. Some further hit type fairs would be Sunshine's, like a similar kind of post hour rush to kick push, I'd say here, since the pitches. Some of these type pitches, just a good day bleed, I'd definitely say. Smoke a spliff, definitely some of these hit type PLs. Pick up some Quiznos easily within these type pitches. Just another good sunset type song. So within these aspects, definitely the fray is the post hour type fair within these aspects for us, like the product of just real excellent. Real excellent welcome mat type fairs within the aspects as far as being able to say within these products as far as like the next modes, once like the meat of the day is taking care of some of these type of products, they kind of have like the not it's the BSing and time waste type fare within like the pitch of like primetime type fare that's not homebound, just watching like Seinfeld or some of those type pitch amongst us. A good nice phrase within that. He say, she say is hitting on here is like a good routine kind of day unwind from the blase. I'd say a good pitch like that. He say, she say is a hitting type 1 on here, pitch like that is like a good routine kind of day unwind to get from the blase and like a DJ drama that sense. Good nice fair is like a straightforward kind of grit to get towards. Another good hit type phrase, like some rush hour type phrase pitch like that within the aspect is some straightforward type grit, kind of the composition. Just a healthier kind of version of like DJ drama type fairs by GZ and some of these type folks aspects like that. So the composition is more with like a Fort Minor type temp pitch like that. So as far as saying just simple simple type pickups, DVDs, in particular blank CDs, pitch like that, make like some mixtapes for a gal, pitch like that, sense it type various aspects like that within these type phrases. It's kind of the composition of this. Unwinding with like a cold beer, pitch like that, sense it varies just like the leftover type aspects of this job well done, pitch like that, sense it type appeals. Just the aspect, and within these phrases, obviously within these pitches, these songs do have some food for thought on here, pitch like this. It's kind of fray. Lupe Fiasco is pretty similar to Kanye West, sense that fair, so it's not really within these aspects to, if you have it to notice on here within these pitches, not really like a nightclub type song is full bound. Probably the closest thing to that would be more of like a ballroom and matinee type fair, which would be I Gotcha, but within the pitch like a dance club type smash like Usher's Yeah, or particular like Soul Survivor by Jeezy or some of these type ones pitched like that. Other aspects like Busta Rhymes with Touch It, some of these type appeals, kind of aspects as far as saying the particular aspect within the flair. It has some good nice products for like the after hours type product within the pitch, day after hours within the pitch. So it's products for us saying paying attention towards it here. Getting towards some of these type ones with the aspects for us saying this has some good nice phrase for like R&D and pitch like that amongst these type aspects. think there's a couple more of these I haven't talked about, one of which is Just Might Be Okay. It's like a quality 2000s kind of DJ drama, neighborhood wander, get towards here, just pick up like vodka and paper plates and stuff aspects, kind of aspect, a little bit of recreation type fare, a little bit of utility kind of thrown in with both these type pitches kind of aspect, just juggling some of these pitch like that. It's kind of some embrace. Pretty similar to Touch the Sky by Kanye West and pitch like that. Sound type ones is the aspect of like the particular kind of gallivant. Definitely like Go Crazy and Dedication. Definitely like Go Crazy by Jeezy and Dedication by Lil Wayne. Plenty of those type ones pitch like that. Just hit type aspects. Yeah, definitely pick up some vodka. $5 vodka pitch like that. Paper plates. Sense the prices being productive and like a good embrace type sense pitch like that. Real is nice on here as well. It's like a good mess hall kind of blueprint style, kind of unwind and get towards here. Probably lift some weights pitch like that. This barbecue lays get in your system. Sense that phrase. News articles kind of read up on pitch like that. Sense that phrase. Just bullshitting first like that. Just kind of figuring out the next favor for like a diva pitch like that. Just some good nice phrase like particular hit songs off the blueprint and some of those type products amongst it. It's kind of the fair as far as saying just getting towards some of those type ones. Kind of similar to Take Over by Jay-Z and You Don't Know pitch like that, kind of with an appeal, this kind of more bullshit type appeal pitch like that. So it's kind of the product of definitely a good nice product. Definitely a good nice product to have like the smoke type appeal, but just also the extra product of just having like fares like Pringles or something that's a pitch on top of that extra product. So just the fare doing push-ups or barbells, since the pitch amongst it, just the fare, even squats pitch like that, since the price within pitch, just extra type fare, just news is on or news articles reading up on pitch like this, since it type feels. But the aspect for us saying just figure out if gal could use like some hairspray and pitch like that amongst things that feels like it's a good pitch as far as these fares can have, but excellent type fares. So looking after here, so 10 out of 10 album within these aspects, just being able to say the composition amongst this album definitely has some hit type appeals. Just the progress as far as saying just not it's just the aspect in terms of like a more social glam type factor is just it's not as immediate within like the noise type factor. I feel like Kick Push is a banner type song within these aspects, but in terms of like the grip of like the addictive kind of carnivorous typeness, not as full bound. It's not to say this album's not hitting, it's just the pitch for us saying it's just more it's the same thing about the Fort Minor type album sense that products. It's just the pitch for us saying it's just more kind of the relish type fare getting towards the products. Some of these type ones just not as Friday kind of station within these sorts of pitches. Not to say as if it isn't, but it's just more within the product, like the prime time type hours as far as like the transits to figuring out the next modes, the pickups, the utility runs, leftover chore and some stuff aspects from the pitch. It just like neighborhood wanderings and parkside type modes to kind of get stoned with your pals and pitch like that. Just meme re-ups and pitch like that. Sense of price and rec room type songs with lifting weights first like that. So the aspects for us saying, but in terms of like the full bound kind of carnivorous typeness, it's not to say Lupe Fiasco hasn't done these type ones. I think he did them at least on his 2012 type album. There's some moments like that, and it's also a good nice pitch that another folk that's on here that's good nice pitches is Sarah Green, who I remember from like Lasers as well. She was on a song like Letting Go. She was on a hit song called Letting Go pitch like that. So some of these type folks that were early bird type folks that fucked with Lupe Fiasco were on further type albums of pitch like that, but just being able to say his pitch amongst some of these type compositions is within the products as far as saying Lupe did get some club type snaps later, but it's kind of pitched as far as saying some of these stuff once. It just has the aspects, not the full bound say conscious as much as just like the tone of this like bus lane. It's just more missed the product of this kind of in motion and within the fares of this like healthier kind of motivated within pitch like this. So this is kind of fray amongst some of that, but just the product as far as like the It's the product as far as those fares can have. So excellent type pitches, paying attention towards it. So within the aspects as far as saying, in terms of the future, like Lupe Fiasco has dropped like either a 2024 or 2025 album pitch like that. I remember when it came out, it was like called, might have been called like Tetsuo Youth or something like that. I remember like the Needle Drop reviewed it or some of those type pitches within the aspect. It's been a little bit since he particularly came out. It's kind of within composition. It's the aspect he puts out albums, but it's this kind of pitch as far as saying them not having like a chart and single, the aspect of like the early 2010s type days when Lupe is more chart centric is not as full blown here. And it's the same thing with like the mid 2000s type fairs with songs like Kick Push and Superstar, pitch like that. Like I said, with these pitches, you get usually at least one or two type singles off his albums. But this kind of pitch that is usually the roteness that kind of damned him in mild type senses. Was this pitch for us saying he would always manage to get like one or so. So it's the aspects for us saying, but that particular composition, he has dropped down pitch like that. I'm gonna get to some more of these type ones. I do want to get to the Cool with Superstar on there. It's a good nice pitch, but now I do remember that song pretty thoroughly pitched like that. But the aspects for us saying some of these hit type appeals, one of these other type ones, check out the Lupe Fiasco reviews playlist. Has at least lasers in there. So this is the second one I've done. There's gonna be some more of these on the way, pitch like that. But it's hit type classic ESO things, pitches, just some DJ drama kind of diss. DJ drama and blueprint style kind of erranding sense to pitch to just get like some Fritos in your system, grape sweets pitch like that.